So with the permission of the team, I just want to share two visuals. One is the onboarding plan that I used to build with my SDRs for their first 4 weeks, and then helping them understand what the next 12 months is going to look like. Is that cool to share, everyone? All right, cool. And if you want to screenshot any of this, you're more than welcome to do so. And if you want a copy of these, just DM me, Neil at happyselling.io, and I'll send you a copy of it. But Matt, let's imagine you're that brand new SDR coming into my camp or my team. This would be what I'd walk you through on day one. So to John's point, it's great to have some metrics attached to what you're going to be doing in the next few weeks, but they're not full-blown targets, but things to get used to, KPIs. So I'd say to you, Matt, week one, you don't really have any targets, but your job is to get to know the team and get the companies. Week two, you're going to be learning about the SDR processes. Week three, you start to SDR, and that does annoy a lot of heads of sales when I tell them it's week three that they start doing their action, but there's a reason for this. And by the end of week four, you would have booked your first opportunity and your first win on the board. And by week five, you're going to come to me as your manager with your SDR plan for the next month. So the way that it would work on week one, what you'd see is Monday, you do all your HR and software setup, then you would have a session with me as to this onboarding schedule, what's your territory, what are the team syncs, and who's going to be your SDR buddy. You do some general onboarding, so you log into your LMS platform to learn about your product or the industry that you're doing. Then you go meet with the VP of sales. And the job of meeting with the VP of sales is, John, you've been promoted to VP today. What's your role? What's your department's mission? And what's your story? And I would do this with both, marketing, because you're going to be working alongside them. And then Kian, imagine you're that brand new SDR. I want you to arrange one-to-ones with all your account executives to get to know them. But the whole of this is to get to know the company first before you get to know about the product. Week two, what you'd be doing is learning how do we use our sales tools. So it could be HubSpot, it could be Ample Market. Then you're going to start actually doing a little bit of prospecting by adding leads into a cadence which is already built for you. You do a bit of shadowing with your buddy. You add some more people to your prospecting list. I teach you how to do time management and how to hit your target. And then you do some more cold calling, more shadowing, and making more calls. And at the end of the Friday, Kian, as I said to you before, have that one-to-one with your manager. What have you learned? What questions do you have? How are you feeling for this week? Similar kind of vein, but now doing a bit more prospecting and you're getting all those gears ready to actually do your job. And then, by the end of week four, you would have been doing all the SDR stuff. You would have met the top people in the company. You learned a little bit about the product and you should have booked your first opportunity. 80% of people that I took through this onboarding plan booked their first op, or at least their first meeting by the end of this. But then, Matt, you've done 4 weeks. You've learned the company, process, and product. You tell me, how are you going to plan the next 4 weeks? I'm just going to take a pause there. Are there any questions on this before I move on to the career plan bit? We all good? Cool. So this was the actual job description of people that I was hiring. What I would say to them is, this is what I was looking for if you were, interviewing for the position. I'd say you don't have to have all of this, but at least 2 to 4 of these qualities put you in a strong position to be a candidate. Because the understanding is, if this is your first tech job, you're going to be learning a lot of things over the next 12 months. We will be talking about what are your responsibilities and make this clear cut. So Matt, in the world of sales, it's a performance driven role. So you do have KPIs and targets and you need to let them know that at the beginning. If they're not successful at the end of their probation, you may be having a difficult conversation, but set the expectation now rather than midway through their probation. The other bit is that I found really useful for my SDRs is to show them what the next 12 months looks like. So I would say, kid, month one, you're going to be learning everything about our company, how we work. You're going to get a bit of sales training from your boss. In 3 months, you're going to have a good understanding of our product. You're going to be meeting with your account executives. You're going to be working on your OKRs or objectives and key results. In 6 months, you've consistently met or exceeded your quota. You've completed the standard platform training, you continue to focus on your OKRs, and then you start sharing what's working for you in prospecting. So you've learned it from us, but you may be the top cold caller, the top LinkedIn DM book meetings, or you might be the video prospecting wizard. Share that with the team. And by the end of 12 months, you're seen as a trusted advisor on the team. You're top performing, you're exceeding your quota, you're working with sales and marketing. And now you are setting the example for the new SDRs that are coming through our department. And to John's point, if you get to that, you're either going to be moving into an AE role, or if you're not ready for AE life, then we're looking at potential team lead roles.